bigger, okay? Oh, my man, he's got to overcome. Meyirim has a great reach, and that's the advantage that he has, the reach advantage.
Yeah, he's the taller and the rangier fighter.
We're going to see how he uses it.
Yeah, he's an orthodox fighter. He likes to work behind his jab. That's a nice jab to the stomach. Generally speaking, he likes to stalk his opponents, likes to back them up. When he gets them against the ropes, that's when he uncorks the combinations and the body attack.
Yeah, he's a boxer. As you can see from the outside, he's looking not to engage right away. He does have the reach advantage. He shouldn't have to engage too close, okay, because Lewis says that gives Lewis the advantage. So what he's doing now is just a filling out process, keeping Lewis on the outside with a long jab, rangy jab, and holding that right hand.
Hernandez likes to block and counter. Once he's in range, he has that high guard, and he'll take a punch. That's a sneaky straight right that he has. That's the punch that dropped Terrell Gachet.
Yeah, it's very sneaky right hand, and that's what he needs to come over the top of that left jab.
And he knows how to aim it to the temple as well.
Yeah, like Lewis's idea is to get on the inside and work that body. That would be a good idea for him because he can slow down the pace of Meyirim.
I think his pet punch is a hook or a counter hook. So he'll block a punch like a guy will jab, and if they drop that right hand just a little bit, it's an instinct of his to fire that left hook. And it was a left hook that dropped Rashidi Ellis in 2015.
Oh, he got a very sneaky right hand. If you look at that right hand, he's coming over top of the jab of Meyirim, and he's doing a very good job of coming over the top of it. He's caught Meyirim a few times, and he has to pay attention to what's going on now.
Nursultanov snuck a right uppercut between that guard, that high guard of Hernandez. And I think that's a punch that can work for him on the inside.
Well, it can. You know why? He's shorter.
Right.
So an uppercut is in that diagram right there. It's right in that diaphragm. So if I throw an uppercut on a shorter guy, I'm more likely going to catch him because that's where he's at. And on taller guys, it's a harder punch to catch guys with. That sneaky overhand right that Lewis has is very sneaky. We're going to see how Meyirim adjusts to that overhand right.
We'll also see how he adjusts to somebody who's not intimidated by him. Somebody who's not coming in here to lose. And I'm not saying that all of Nursultanov's opponents have been like that. Maybe the first couple, you know what I mean? And it's a step-by-step process of building a prospect. He's not that old. He's just 26 years old. So the matchmakers and his promoters and his manager, Egis Klemus, they know they can take a little bit of time with him. But I think this is definitely a step up for Nursultanov.
Yeah, you got to get better opposition as you go up the ladder.
Hernandez will not be intimidated.
Don't just dream it, drive it during the Honda Dream Garage Spring Event going on now at Ocean Honda. Drive home a brand new Honda Accord for only $179 per month. So hurry in and save big during the Honda Dream Garage Spring Event at Ocean Honda.
All right, we're back. Hernandez prefers to stand between rounds. He looks just fine, looks very confident, not breathing hard at all. He's very relaxed, very poised in there. And Nursultanov looks the same way in his corner.
I'll tell you, he's got a lot of experience, Lewis. You got to understand. Hernandez has been in here many times before. And he's got more fights than Meyirim. So, you know, that confidence level definitely is going to help him in this fight.
But I like that we saw in round one, which I scored for Nursultanov, although it was competitive. I liked in the opening round, we saw the Puerto Rican push the prospect backwards, take the fight to the prospect.
Yeah, well, that's what he has. He's a shorter man. You know, when you're shorter, you got to go forward. Take away the leverage of the taller man. That's how boxing works. It's all a science, okay? So with Lewis going forward, he's taking away the leverage of Meyirim.
And Hernandez has underrated craftiness. He will set traps. He'll press a guy for about a minute, and then he'll back off and step back and hope to lure the opponent in, and he tries to counterpunch him. Like I said, the left hook, that's his pet counterpunch. But he's talking. I don't think Nursultanov speaks Spanish, but he understands. He understands the meaning of that.
He's saying something.
Well, Hernandez is saying, bring it.
Yeah.
He's telling him, I'm not intimidated by you.
Remember the great Macho Camacho? He got the shorts on. He's Puerto Rican. You got Juan Laporte. Okay, Alfredo Gomez.
You know what? He's got some Camacho in his facial.
Yeah.
Like his eyebrows and the hair a little bit. I can kind of see that, yeah. Slight resemblance, yeah.
The thing with Hernandez he's got to do is learn to move his head. He's not moving his head at all. Okay, side to side. If you leave your head in one spot, your opponent know where you're at. So what you want to do is you want to throw a punch and move your head.
Hernandez ran into a shot there, but before he ran into that shot from Nursultanov, he was taking it to the undefeated prospect.
I give Meyirim the credit for having patience. He has a great deal of patience. I mean, he has a man going forward on him, and he's relaxing at a point. He's breathing properly. Watch his breathing. He's not exactly open-mouthed, and he's using his breath for his punches.
That could speak to his amateur experience. That could speak to the gym experience. He's getting great sparring at the Boxing Laboratory in Oxnard, California.
Well, you got to think about it. When you're an amateur, that's the growing curve. And when you're a high-grade amateur, you learn all these tricks and how to breathe properly, how to punch properly, not leave your head there. You know, when Luis Hernandez, you know, the head movement is lacking. He's in the same spot.
He's such a squat guy. I mean, he barely has a neck. But, yeah, if not head movement, then upper body movement. And he's getting caught now by Nursultanov.
10 seconds, stop at the bell. 5 seconds, stop at the bell.
Hernandez pounds his chest. Does not sit down, although they're bringing a stool out. Let's see if he sits down. Okay, now he's going to sit down. Yeah. The second round was tougher than the first round. Both rounds were competitive. I scored both for Nursultanov. But it looked like at the first half of the second round, it looked like Hernandez was on his way to winning it.
Well, me too. I scored it 10-10, 9-9, 18-20. I got Meyirim winning. I think that he's doing a heck of a boxing job. He's staying on the outside. He's getting hit from time to time. Hernandez is trying to find his way in. If Hernandez applies more pressure, he has a better shot. He's got to press Meyirim. He's got to press him backwards. And for him to happen, very dangerous.
In the corner of Nursultanov, Buddy McGirt sighting. Your old buddy from New York, Buddy McGirt.
Friend.
Yes.
I got Buddy McGirt ready for the Pernell Whitaker fight. I sparred with him for that fight.
Hey, you did a good job.
And I'm a sophomore.
The first fight?
Oh, the first fight?
Oh, yeah. I was
first
there
fight.
as a fan. Madison Square Garden.
Very argumentative
Yeah.
whether Buddy won or lost that fight.
I believe as a fan, I scored it 7-5 for Pernell Whitaker. I was rooting for Buddy McGirt, though.
Yeah, see, it was a good fight. And I got him ready. I sparred with him for the fight.
Brilliant fight.
Yeah, I was on the amateur at the time when I sparred.
Nice 1-2 combination for Nursultanov.
Well, that's what Hernandez needs to do. It was the forward motion that he was giving just now. That's what, like right there to the body and to the head. To the body and the head. But he can't lack opportunities. Meaning, there you go. He's walking in. His hands are up, but he's not letting his hands go. See what I'm saying? Don't let your hands go. When you get that right there. 4 or 5 punches, and then back to the jab.
Yeah, he's landed some nice punches in the first 2 rounds, but I had to score them for Nursultanov just because he's the busier of the two.
He's more consistent.
And he's the more consistent of the two, and he's also landing some choice shots.
Yeah, Meyirim, I tell you one thing, he's doing a great job with keeping Hernandez on the outside.
Nursultanov is showing better footwork than I've seen in some of his previous fights.
It's adapting and adjusting. Right now, he had to adapt to Hernandez going forward. Hernandez not stepping backwards.
That was a well-timed right hand that Nursultanov dropped on Hernandez. And I like the way he's stepping around Hernandez.
He's keeping him spinning.
Yes.
This is what coach you say. Keep him spinning. Because if you stay in front of him, he has a chance of finding you.
If you stand in front of Hernandez, you're playing to his strengths. That was a nice combination from Hernandez. He landed a right to the body and then an uppercut.
Yeah.
It split the guard of Nursultanov.
But the one thing that Hernandez did wrong, he went straight back in the line.
Yes.
Don't lose range. When you got your range, you catch a guy with some shots, you don't step away from him, step to the side. Either I step right or I step left, and I start over again. So Hernandez right now is giving away, by him going on the outside, he's not going to be able to outbox Meyirim, no matter what he does.
Hernandez briefly switching to southpaw, trying to get into Nursultanov's head, smiling at him, still talking to him. And Hernandez is still looking for something. He's still trying to find ways to get to Nursultanov, and he's found it. If you look on the right nostril, there's a trickle of blood coming from the Kazakhstan prospect's nose. You can see it clearly now. So this is not a walk in the park for Nursultanov.
No, no way, no how. And the thing is, Hernandez is having his moments, but he's not having enough of them to win the rounds.
Exactly. I agree with you. So we'll see how Nursultanov's corner deals with the bloody nose. Doesn't look serious, doesn't look like a broken nose. You know, the blood's not gushing out.
No.
And I have to imagine for Hernandez, just seeing that blood, that's got to give him some encouragement. It makes him feel like, okay, I am landing here.
It does. It means that he did something. No matter how it happened, it happened. He got a bloody nose. So it's an encouragement. And I think that Hope is not overconfident, though, because he was dropping his hands and inviting Meyirim.
He was making some mistakes.
And, yeah, you don't do that.
Offensively, though, I think what busted the nose of Nursultanov was that right uppercut.
Yes, I noticed.
There was a right to the body, and then he turned it into an uppercut, and it nailed Nursultanov clean.
I would love to see an instant replay of that if we have that.
All right, round 4, Nursultanov versus Hernandez. These guys are middleweights.
Middleweights are some hard punches. Middleweights hit hard. You got Marvin Hagler was middleweight. Julian Jackson was a middleweight.
Yeah, they're good size, but
James Toney was a middleweight. Roy Jones.
They're not so small. I mean, they're not so big that they're ponderous. I mean, they have all that athleticism. They've got the speed of the lighter weights and the power of the heavier weights.
For the audience, junior middleweights are 154. A middleweight is 160. You got Triple G, Canelo as middleweights. Okay, Charlo brothers.
It's a good. Actually, yeah, 154 to 160.
It's actually a
pretty
good
deep.
division.
Yes, it is. Nice exchange there. Nursultanov is the busier of the two. He's landing more, and he forces Hernandez to hold on. Hernandez is grinning and smiling, but he's getting the worst of these exchanges.
Yeah, he's too few and frequent. He's got to stay more consistent. Meyirim is on the outside. There go a nice right hand. He just landed on Hernandez.
Yeah, and it was well timed, and he stifled a setup from Hernandez. Hernandez was getting ready to drop a 1-2 combo of his own. Nice, hard right to the body. At least it made a loud noise. But Hernandez needs more than just one shot.
Yeah, he's one punching. Like I said, too inconsistent. He throws one punch, then he either holds, grabs, or steps away.
And that's why he loses these fights. That's why he lost to Rashidi Ellis. That's why he lost to Esquivius Falcao and Terrell Gachet. He was in those fights, and he gave those guys something to think about, especially Gachet and Ellis, but he didn't do enough to capitalize on those knockdowns, and he wasn't active enough to win the majority of rounds.
Yeah, right now he's doing a decent job, but he's not countering when he's blocking the shots. He's blocking some punches to his arms, but he's not countering.
Now, I like his combinations inside. When Nursultanov covers up and doesn't punch back, offensively speaking, Hernandez he's crisp. He's crisp with those 2 and 3 punch combos.
He's actually a good fighter. I mean, look at the nose of Meyirim. Look at his nose. I mean, he's not bleeding lightly. He's bleeding really hard right now.
And that could be affecting his breathing a little bit.
Hopefully it's not broken when it stops your career for a while, but it could be.
You ever suffer a broken nose?
No, thank God, knock on wood.
How many fights did you have?
72.
Never a broken nose.
No,
72
my
professional
nose
fights.
is not made, I think, to be broken away with bone structure. It's the way your bones are. And my DNA, I guess.
and your skills.
That's good, yeah. Don't get hit.
That had something to do with it.
Yeah, being undefeated for 41 fights, I think that helped out a lot.
All right, end of round 4. I've got a shutout so far for Nursultanov. It's not a walk in the park, though. He's having to earn this victory tonight.
You're not lying. I got it scored unofficially, of course, 40-36. I haven't given one round to Ernandez, and he's not just not consistent enough, but he's competitive.
Yes.
He's competitive, but he's not consistent. So that's pretty good.
He's providing resistance.
You know what I'm saying?
He's provided a little bit of adversity for Nursultanov to deal with, and Nursultanov is dealing with it. I'm talking about the bloody nose. And he'll take this experience into future fights when he gets cut or he gets a bloody nose. He's been there, he's done that, and he'll cope with it even better.
It's very good when you when something happens in a fight, because you learn from it.
Right.
You need it to happen at this stage, not at the highest level, because you know how to deal with it by then.
It's referee Wayne Hedgepeth, and he is asserting his authority in that ring. Doesn't want too much grappling or rough stuff.
I think Hernandez is stepping on the gas now. I think he's getting from his camp. He's not doing enough. I give him credit. He takes a great shot.
He's never been stopped. He has 7 losses, and he's fought some guys who can crack, and he's never been stopped. Although I would say Nursultanov is probably one of the bigger men that he's been in with. Nursultanov is he's a modern-sized middleweight.
And he can actually go up in weight at his size.
Yeah, he's got the kind of bone structure. You can see him, with the right conditioning regimen, go up to 168. But he looks fine. He weighed in at 162 yesterday, and he looks good at this weight.
Yeah, he's probably like, Meyirim is probably like saying to himself, I hit this guy with my best shot, and he mimics me, or he makes a joke of it.
Right.
So this is great experience for him. Look at him. Hernandez, give him credit. He is right there.
And he's got heavy hands. He's not a knockout artist, but 9 knockouts and 16 victories, that's not too shabby. And you can tell his hands are heavy because you can hear it. You can hear the impact.
I could hear when he throws his punches. He's solid. He's not landing 2 or 3 of them that could put somebody down. Every once in a while he catches with 1. I give Meyirim credit. Yeah, I mean, look at him. He's got that bloody nose and he's reacting to it. He's got a hope and pray it's not broken.
We're seeing the jab and a well-timed right hand from Nursultanov. What I'm not seeing from Nursultanov that I've seen in previous fights is a body attack. When you're in with a shorter fighter, is it harder to go to the body?
Well, you got to be slick and slide. You go to the body when you bend your knees. See, what you do is you never let a guy smaller than you, okay, stay tall sometimes when you're on the inside. You got to bend your knees a little bit, get on his level, throw the body, and then step left and right. You see with Hernandez, he's a smaller man. He should allow Meyirim to throw punches down at him and then make him miss and make him pay. Counter. Oh, there he go touch the ropes again. The referee won for that.
So Hernandez, after 5 rounds, he hasn't won a round on our scorecard. He doesn't look totally discouraged, but I think the showboating in round 5 could be an indication of his own frustration.
Oh, yeah. And it's an 8-round fight, so guess what? 8-3 rule. Right now, Meyirim has the whole advantage of the fight, the whole win right now. He just got to stay active. At this point, as a fighter, I would tell myself, I'm not going to get a knockout. So let me just go and do the rounds, round after round after round, and get the victory and take it. Because don't try for the knockout, because I don't believe that Meyirim has the power to knock out Luis Hernandez.
Right, and in trying to get that knockout, he could
risk
wear
yourself.
himself out.
And you look worse.
Round 6 of a scheduled 8. These are middleweights. Meyirim Nursultanov, he's the prospect from Kazakhstan, now fighting out of Oxnard, California, and Luis Hernandez, the tough journeyman from Puerto Rico. And we know who's who because they're wearing their flags on their trunks.
Oh, definitely. There's no mistake in that. No mistake in that. Meyirim right now, I think, talking to Meyirim, if he went in the corner and I had to give him information, I would like, you need a knockout to win now. So what you need to do is make him miss, make him pay. Let him run into a punch. Okay, let Meyirim run into a punch. But in Meyirim, I would say, what on the opposite is box, stick and move. We won this fight already. Try to catch him coming in. Try to catch Hernandez walking right into a punch.
And I'm just looking at the face of Nursultanov, and I can see it just a little bit in the body language. He's starting to feel the effects of this fight. He's starting to feel a little bit of fatigue, a little bit of wear and tear. He's still letting his hands go. He's still in command. But I think the bloody nose and the durability of his opponent, I can see an acknowledgement that this is a tough fight on the face of Nursultanov.
Well, if you think about it like this, I hit a guy with my best shot. Let's say you're in the alley. Right? Hit a guy with your best shot, and it keeps coming. It kind of discourages you.
Stressful.
Okay? It discourages you.
It's got to be stressful.
This is, right now, is a great test for him because Rodriguez just keeps coming, and Meyirim hits him with his best shot, and he keeps coming. So this is a learning process for Meyirim.
Yeah, and Hernandez isn't just a punching bag either.
No,
he's throwing punches back. Yeah,
he hits your back.
He's giving Nursultanov something to think about.
I tell you, he reminds me so much of Hector Camacho, the way he is with those shorts.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and his hair, and his facial features. Yeah. He just needs like a little curly cue.
Yeah.
Yeah. A series of overhand rights connect from Nursultanov. He's trying to nail. There are some body shots as Hernandez holds him while being shoved against the ropes. Now Hernandez is upset, saying maybe there was a clash of heads.
Well, that bloody nose is pretty bad on Meyirim.
Yeah, it's coming down now. And I have to imagine it's affecting his breathing. That's the end of round 6, and that's another round I've scored for Nursultanov. I can't see what's going on in the corner of Nursultanov right now. We're showing Hernandez. Now, Hernandez's face looks fine. He doesn't look fatigued, doesn't look out of breath, looks poised. His trainer wants more from him, just gave him a nice slap across the face. Couldn't see if they were working feverishly on the nose of Nursultanov in his corner. All right, here's round 7 of a scheduled 8 round in the middleweight division. I think Nursultanov, for these last 2 rounds, he should just work his jab. Keep it an outside fight. Nice body work from the journeyman. Bit of a shoe shine there, but there was some thump at the end of those shots. And we're not seeing a hard jab for Nursultanov right now. Those are some nice right hands. And we're seeing an educated, varied right hand from Nursultanov. Delivers it straight. To put an arc on it, he can shoot it to the midsection.
I tell you, right now, Hernandez is doing some tactics to frustrate and piss off Meyirim, so that Meyirim gets a little bit out of character, starts overreaching, throws crazy punches, and hopefully he can catch him. So right now he's using a psychological advantage. He's trying to set up as you look, but now we're watching the next coming of a new superhero in boxing with Meyirim. You know, you got old counterparts like the great Triple G in that weight class.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, from the European countries.
Well, I mean, if you're a middleweight from Kazakhstan, obviously the guy you're going to look up to is Gennady Golovkin. Just like any pro, really. Any pro southpaw with speed from the Philippines, everybody's going to compare him to Manny Pacquiao. And more often than not, Manny Pacquiao is going to be the hero of that young boxer.
And I would call Luis Hernandez the Camacho that doesn't do a lot of punches. You know what I'm saying? I got to give good and bad. Hernandez is not doing a lot of punching, so
yeah, he could use some of that macho time razzle dazzle.
That speed.
I think Wayne Hedgepeth is going to dock a point. He's penalizing Hernandez for excessive holding and rough stuff. Now, along with holding, Hernandez was using his elbows in there, shoving with his forearms.
Very physical.
Yes.
He's being very physical because he's trying to upset Meyirim. Any way he can get your opponent. See, this game is 90% psychological. So if I can get into your head, distract you, piss you off, get you angry, let you work off emotion rather than logic, I can beat you.
I think it's working for Hernandez, even though it cost Hernandez a point, because I see Nursultanov looking to Wayne Hedgepeth a lot. He's looking at the referee, and he's starting to feel like, hey, this guy's he's not fighting a clean fight. What's up?
Kevin, what do you tell Nursultanov going into this 8th and final round if you were in his corner?
I would be very careful not to tell him, be careful, okay?
Okay.
Of course, sometimes you do that to a fighter and he's too sensitive.
Right.
And he can lose the round, or he's scared of getting hit. You know, it's dangerous. Keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
Right? Because sometimes a trainer will tell you, be scared, and they give you that fear.
Right.
So tell him, keep doing what you're doing. That's it.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the 8th and final round.
Because if you give me something to worry about, I'm going to worry about it.
Yeah, you want your fighter to be confident in the final
Don't
round.
panic your fighter. So if you tell the fighter you panic him,
Right.
then he's thinking about that.
This has been good work for Nursultanov.
Yeah, I got it scored unofficially. No, I know that, right?
Yes.
16-3.
Now you've got it a shutout.
As do I. I've got all 7 rounds to Nursultanov, but it hasn't come easy. There have been some chinks in the armor.
And you know what? He doesn't look like he's unbeatable in there. And I think that's motivation for a young fighter.
That's very good. This is good work for him because you know why? He'll learn more from this fight than all his wins. Okay? Even though he got some knockouts, you can learn from those, but you learn more from this because you got a durable opponent in front of you. This is how real boxing is. As he gets to the championship levels, he's going to fight guys that he hits that don't go down. Okay?
A nice double jab followed by a right to the body, and he fires a nice overhand right while moving. Right hand on the fly. And that's a punch with an arc to it where he's kind of landing high on the head of Hernandez.
The only thing I would say that I would hope he learns is when, like right here, he's on the inside, right? He should bend his knees a little bit, see?
Right.
Bend his knees, because you're too high. Okay, when you're too high, if he throws a winging right hand over here, right, that's what he's been catching him with.
Right.
So bend your knees.
So
bend
with
your knees.
a little bit of bend in the knees, he
Exactly.
can get over those haymakers from Hernandez, and he can also probably get more leverage on his own shots.
Because you're a bigger target.
Right.
You're a bigger target. So, like, when he gets close, bend those knees and disappear. See, he's too high. Oh, good shot. That was behind the ear.
Yeah, and that sneak right hand almost produced a technical knockdown because one of the gloves of Hernandez almost scraped the canvas. Here's finally some body work from Nursultanov. We didn't see it that much earlier in the fight, but we're seeing some choice body shots here and there in the final rounds.
Yeah, Meyirim fought a fight. Well, now he's starting to, those punches starting to work. Now we see Hernandez on the attack. When he gets on the inside, he's not really attacking as much. He's more of a tie-up.
Hey, this has been a tough fight for Nursultanov and for referee Wayne Hedgepeth. He's had his work cut out for him, separating these guys. Good solid 8 rounds for Meyirim Nursultanov from Kazakhstan, now fighting out of Oxnard, California. I got it a shutout, Kevin.
I got a shot unofficially, of course, 80-72.
That's right.
He didn't win one round. Hernandez was durable. He was credible, but he was not indestructible. Okay? So I look at it like, you know, he couldn't be knocked out. He's the kind of fights like this is what Meyirim needs. He needs fights where he hits guys, because when you're young, up and coming, you fight these young guys and you hit them and they lay down.
Right. Well, he had 8 knockouts in his previous 10 fights, so it's good to go. Not just 8 rounds, but solid 8 rounds.
Yesterday at the weigh-in, there was a wallet that we found. If Daniel Valentino Hernandez, we found your wallet yesterday at the weigh-in. Please come up to the DJ booth to come and get it. Thank you.
Very nice. Hey, 360 Promotions. This is a class outfit.
You lose your wallet.
Hey, man, we're going to get it back to you.
You lucky.
Exactly.
This is in New York. You ain't get that wallet back.
Exactly. No announcement right there.
You might get the leather wallet back, not what was in it.
But good work. Good, solid professional resistance Hernandez provided for Nursultanov. I think Nursultanov is going to grow from this experience.
He did good work. It was a good fight for him because, you know, like I said, as you go up the ladder, you fight these guys that don't lay down so easily, hard to hit. It's a better fight for you. So this is good education for him.
All right, we'd like to welcome Facebook. Everybody on Facebook watching this stream who's just now joining us. This is the end of an 8-round middleweight bout between Meyirim Nursultanov and Luis Hernandez. And I hope I didn't butcher Nursultanov's first name too much.
You might have.
May have.
Don't worry about it. You're not his weight class.
All you need to know is he's a prospect to keep your eye on.
You're not in his weight class, so you're good.
All right, Joe Martinez has the official announcement.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, for the 8 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards, and all 3 have it 79-72 for your winner. By unanimous decision, he is still undefeated from Oxnard, California, Meyirim Nursultanov.
All right. So they didn't have it a shutout like we did. They found a round. Found 1 round for our boy Luis Hernandez.
That was a courtesy because I didn't see any rounds that Lewis won. You know, it is what it is, but yeah, courtesy don't hurt. I mean, it wasn't like he was gonna be a robbery anyway.
Yeah, listen, he did what he was chosen for. He's a gatekeeper type. He's a tough journeyman. He's the kind of guy who's not going to be intimidated by the reputation of an undefeated young prospect. He's going to go in there and just make it a rough fight. And this is the kind of fight that you don't put a prospect who's like 5-0 or 6-0 against. Usually he's in there with guys who are 10-0, 15-0, even 20-0. So the fact that Nursultanov faced him after just 10 pro fights means that the management of Nursultanov has a lot of confidence in him. He's with Cynthia Conti right now.
How do you feel right now?
Я очень себя хорошо чувствую. Давно не боксировал 8 раундов. Чуть-чуть так показывает свое.
I feel very good. I haven't had 8 rounds for a long time, so I feel good.
Your nose, we noticed it was bloody. Did that affect you in the fight? Were you able to breathe? Is it broken, do you believe?
Ну, не знаю. Сейчас после боя посмотрим. Так, один удар был, и пошла кровь. Ну, обследование пройдем и узнаем, что там случилось.
We will check after the fight.
And then also we noticed that you kept looking to the ref. Did you know if he was fighting a clean fight? He did get a point taken off, but did you know he was fighting dirty? Or did you believe that?
Ты знал, что он будет нечисто боксировать, а ты постоянно смотрел на судья.
Да, конечно, я знал, но он очень опытный и делает свое. Мне опыт дал, что в нужное время нельзя расслабляться и что надо держать себя всегда все под контролем. Он показал мои слабые места.
He's very experienced fighter, and at the same time, I got experience. So he teach me a lot of things. I know my weak points, so I know where to get better now.
Did you find this tougher than you thought as an opponent?
Твой этот бой соперник был бы легче или сильнее?
Этот очень хороший, очень опытный соперник был сегодня. Спасибо ему большое.
Very good fighter, very strong fighter. I have to say thank you a lot for him.
Do you have a message to your fans in Kazakhstan? Because I know they're watching.
Ассалаумағалейкум, қазақ ел. Жеңіс құтты болсын. Иншалла, үлкен жеңістер әлі алдыда. Ассалаумағалейкум. Бәріне сәлем. Наурыз мерекесі құтты болсын. Қазақ ел.
All right. You guys give it up for Nursultanov. Keeping his undefeated record. Congratulations. Back to you guys.